Welcome to Definitely Not Funny. Actually, the least funny person I know. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Definitely Not Funny. I am your host, Jackie Norris. And today we are joined by the magical Lexi Staubi, a multi-talented artist who truly has the voice of like a Disney princess / angel and just the most positive outlook on life. In this episode, we chat about what it's like trying to differentiate yourself as talent in the entertainment industry, some spirituality and manifestation woo-woo, and of course, a bit of relationship chit-chat. At one point in the episode, we even do a quick little sound bath, which was so cool. And I have to say that experiencing it in person is completely different from hearing it over the recording. So I implore you to find an opportunity for a sound bath in a city near you. All right. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Lexi Staubi. Well, hi, Lexi.
Hi, Jackie.
Welcome to Definitely Not Funny.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So excited to have you. This is super special. So Lexi and I went to school together.
Yes, we did.
We were in the same sorority.
Yes, but we really did not.
We didn't overlap significantly.
Yeah, I think I only met you briefly, once or twice.
Yeah.
But we were in the same circles.
Yes.
Yeah, you were friends with Brittany, and I saw
yes.
you. Yeah, so we've overlapped.
Exactly. We have overlap. I went on a date with someone from Lexi's summer camp, and
my childhood summer camp. Small world.
Very funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so excited to have you.
Thank you.
So, Lexi, you are a singer-songwriter.
Yes.
Actress.
Yes.
And just an all around great gal.
Thank you.
Am I missing anything?
I also direct, which is a new passion.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that.
It was my last semester of college. I did a directing for sitcoms class, and my teacher worked on sitcoms with Betty White and all these people, and I got to direct my own scene from a sitcom and cast and rehearse and block all the cameras, and
no way.
It was an incredible experience, and I'm hoping to co-direct my own music videos and then eventually do it full time for myself. But
wait, I love that.
Yeah, so and I've done a little writing. I've done film production. I've dabbled in a lot of different things, but my main passion is creating art and performing and writing my own stuff.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting. Well, so with music.
Yes. Yes.
First, I want to talk about Part-Time Lover.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with it. So Lexi has
you.
this song called Part-Time Lover. It's really fun.
Thank you.
I know all the words. And then the best part is we weren't friends when I was religiously listening to it. I was just
so sweet. Thank you.
I love the song.
For supporting.
Oh my God,
Thank
of course. It's so good. And the music video is so freaking cute. So it was quite a production. With a production like that, going from ideating to creating the song, producing it, and then producing a music video, what is the process behind that? When is the decision, I'm going to do a full-blown production music video for this? Kind of what's that progression?
So this was my first song I did a music video for.
Yeah.
And I wrote the song, let's say in April, I guess a year and a half ago in April.
Okay.
And I wrote it for a songwriting class, and it was my third song I've really ever written. And my teacher was like, "Congrats, Lexi, you just wrote your first hit." And I was like, "Oh my God, okay, I have to do something with this." And I had a music manager, and I was like, "Oh, I want to do a music video, but I don't know if it's possible." And she's like, "It's possible, we're doing it."
How did you get a music manager?
I released my first single in a daze, and
when?
That was April 6th, which was my birthday, 2021.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So then you wrote this immediately afterwards.
Yes.
Wow.
So I released that song, and I wrote Part-Time Lover 2 weeks later.
Wow.
So, and my ex-boyfriend's roommate sent my song to a girl who was working at Columbia Records, and she heard it, and she was like, "I want to rep you. I think you're incredible. Let's do this thing." I was like, "Yes, okay." So we started working together, and she's really lovely and amazing. And so she helped get the resources for Part-Time Lovers. So she introduced me to directors, and the director, Dylan, she is incredible. Yeah. She got the whole production team together.
It's Dylan Monsheen, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout out to her. I love her.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah, so she was really amazing. Like, I had visions of what I wanted, but I want it to be girly pop, like early 90s, sassy, like pink and purple. Like, I love pink and purple. It's like my thing. And she worked with me to really bring my vision to life. And I wanted to dance, and we got choreographers, and that ended up being my backup dancers. And it was a 3-month process.
I believe that.
It was my first one ever. And I know I had a smaller budget, so it's like maximizing the budget I had and getting different locations. And it was like one of my highlights of 2021, like the most incredible. It taught me like I can do this, and I'm able to do this. And it's opened my eyes up to so many different more like ideas and possibilities of what I could do in music.
It's amazing.
But it took like from writing the song to releasing it in November, it was like a 6-7 month process. Yeah. And I worked with a producer in New York. His producer name is Invisible Will.
Is he visible?
He's invisible. But he's incredible. And I took the song to him, and we co-produced it together.
How'd you find him?
My brother. So my brother makes music.
No way.
He made music before I did.
Is your brother older than you or younger?
Yes, he's 27.
Okay.
So.
Is he single? What?
No, he's 26. That? But yeah, he is single. Maybe I'll connect you guys later. He started making music, and this was during the pandemic. He asked me, he's like, Lexi, do you want to be an actress or a singer more? And I was like, oh, acting for sure. Like, that's what I've been.
And you were an acting major?
Acting major.
Yes. Did you do BFA?
BA.
Okay.
And I had a cinematic arts minor.
Okay.
No music yet. And my brother was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, acting for sure. Like, that's what I know how to do best. And he's like, what are you talking about? You're a great singer. Get over yourself and do it. And I was like, damn, okay. So I wrote my very first song ever with my brother. We co-wrote it.
I love that.
And I haven't released that one. Maybe I will one day. But we wrote that together. And then I met producers who worked on my first single, and then things just kind of started developing. I started meeting more people in the music industry and working with different types of producers and finding my sound. And he introduced me to the guy in New York, and I make most of my music with him because he's very talented.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this might be like a naive question.
No, please.
But I'm here to ask the naive questions.
Yes, please.
If you have a song you said that you made with your brother, why would you not release it? Like, what are the reasons for not releasing music that you're sitting on?
Yes, that's a good question, actually. Some, I feel, don't represent who I am as an artist. So I write the songs and I think, oh, this is good, this has potential, but it's not exactly how I want to express myself.
Yes.
So, like, I wrote that song about a guy cheating on me, which I've never experienced, luckily. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Maybe I'm naive to that as well. I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows? But I wrote that song, and it was very like slow, mellow R&B, but a little bit sassy. And I wanted to tap more into, I don't know, more confidence with my music. And I just felt like that song wasn't representative of what I wanted to put out there yet.
Yeah.
So some songs, like, you just need to get out of your system in order to get to the really gold ones. But other songs I've written, I feel I write most of my songs from a place of truth, and everything I've experienced is usually in my songwriting.
Wow.
And so those songs I write from a truthful place tend to be really powerful, or stuff that I actually do want to release, because me personally as an artist, I want to release songs that represent who I am.
Yeah.
There's not that like gap between artist and Lexi. Like, I really want to represent who I am through my music. And so all of the stuff I have written has been really true to who I am, and I want to continue to that. So
love that.
That's why I haven't released that song or some other songs, because they just haven't been as authentic or necessarily the musical vibe I want to give off.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
So how are you going about like finding your identity as an artist and figuring that, and like what it means to get yourself out there.
It's an ever longing process. It takes so much trial and error. I've written, some songs have taken months to write where I like will listen to it and then I'll take a step back and then I'll find it again, and then other songs I'll write in 2 hours. And I know who I am as a person, and musically I know who I am, but I have to figure out what makes me different and special.
Yes.
I think a lot of it is going through these creative processes and like doing music videos, let's say, and trying different things. Like, oh, I worked with this person and this person brought this aspect out of me, and I tried this with somebody else and maybe that wasn't as like coherent of what I wanted to communicate. But it's just, honestly, it's trial and error, willing to put yourself out there and continuing to stay creative.
Yeah.
And then seeing it will keep getting stronger. And as you go through more experiences, it narrows down of who you are and what you want to say.
Exactly. I think so too. And I think the more you're writing, the more you'll realize like, oh, this is a common theme I keep writing about.
Right.
And like, this is something I want to lean into.
Right. And as I go through like my own personal journey of growth, I think my music only gets stronger and only gets clearer on like who I want to be. And also listening to different artists bring different ideas. Like I'm listening to Sierra from like the 90s and early 2000s,
my God, I
and I'm
love
like,
her.
oh my God, okay, I love this early 2000 vibe. Let me explore that. So that's something I'm exploring right now.
We love.
But then when Olivia Rodrigo blew up, I wrote a song very similar to her, and like I have all these different facets of me as an artist. Yeah. So I'm putting the puzzle together right now. I'm figuring out, okay, how can I take my listeners through a journey that makes sense and excites them?
I love that. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah,
so good. What's like the strategy from here on out? When you say like you're working on music right now, like are you just making songs to make songs and figure out what your vision is? Are you making songs to build like an EP or an album or something? Like what's kind of the strategy there? Strategy
right now is to just release singles and see what my fans like more, what I want to go on TikTok and want to see how that market will hit. But I don't know. I have so many different vibes and different ways I express myself through music. Like I use a lot of strings in my songs, and
I love that.
Some of them will be, it's like a more ethereal song, and then some of it will be like sassy, I'm walking all over you type song. And I want to release my song in an order that can tell a story. I've like done shows where I've structured the song, the order of the songs into a story to take my audience through like that ride. And so I just graduated 6 months ago. I'm trying to really start my artist career and stay consistent with it. And I'm figuring out what that first song will be. And then from there I'll go. But I think I have an idea. Like I want to be sassy and poppy and really bring that side out in me. And then also have those like slower, more meaningful, soulful songs in between those like empowerment, poppy. But I think the pop, sass, girl power, empowerment is the route I want to start with. I think that's great though to have both, kind of, because then there's like a lot of texture. The duality. Exactly. It keeps it interesting. Otherwise, it can all sound the same really, really fast. Yes. And I think as humans, we're so complex, and there's so many different aspects of being a human. One day you're sad, lying on the floor crying, and then the next day you're partying and dancing and loving life. And I've gone through all of those stages. I'm sure you have as well. Sometimes in the same hour. Right, exactly. Life is a roller coaster, and that's how it should be lived. If it's not lived that way, I don't think you're fully experiencing. So I have so many different even sounds and like vibes to my music, and it's just figuring out where it all goes. I love that. But it's important to show each side, I think. That's so exciting. Yeah. So in addition to that, you are also doing acting. You're also pursuing an acting career. And voiceover. And voiceovers. Would you say specifically voiceover at this point? Both. I mean, when I was a kid, I would always dream about being in movies and TV shows. Of course. And I did a bunch of theater. Where did you grow up? New York. Okay. Yeah. In the city? Like Westchester, so outside the city, but pretty close. And I went to so many Broadway shows growing up, and I was fortunate enough to take so many like workshops and classes, and I really was in the theater world for 18 years of my life. That was the biggest thing I did. And USC was what showed me, oh, you could do film.
Yeah.
You could do film and TV, and that's also acting, and it's different. And I am trying to be on TV shows and movies, but voiceover is just fun for me.
Yeah.
Sitting in my room and making crazy voices and then potentially getting paid for it, which is a dream and a half. That would be so fun.
Yeah.
So just playing with all forms of creative expression, seeing what sticks, you know?
Yes. You're throwing spaghetti at the wall.
I'm literally throwing spaghetti at the wall.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just stay open and follow what makes me excited and sparks joy, and trusting that the journey is supposed to go the way it's supposed to go. And so following what works, what's not working, and being okay with what doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the day-to-day process of like doing auditions? Like, how does that work? Do you have an agent? Like, do they send you things?
Yeah. So
how many do you do a day? Like, I don't think people understand like the intensity
crazy.
of this path.
Yeah. So I currently don't have an agent.
Okay.
But I have a ton of friends that do, and I used to have one as a kid, so I'm very familiar with that process.
Yep.
It will vary crazily. Like 1 month, you might have 3 to 4 auditions a week.
And where are you getting these auditions?
From your agent. They will just submit.
But you don't have an agent.
I don't have an agent.
So how are you getting them?
So there's a website called Actors Access.
Okay.
And they will, like, directors will post things and you can just submit yourself. And that's how I've booked some short films, let's say. Also, though, my USC network has been incredible. I've had directors like reach out to me for a project, and then I did this feature film with one guy from USC, and he did another one, and he reached out, and I was able to audition for another project, and I did that project for him as well.
So cool.
And so that network has helped me stay creative and has hired me for work.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's just submitting through these online platforms and doing like those cat calls, or not cat calls.
What cattle calls?
Cattle calls.
Yeah, and catcalling.
Woo, baby. Or there's like, you know, those open calls, like showing up and just like being willing to get rejected.
Yeah.
And that's what's so tough about being an actor, because you are auditioning for somebody else's project, so you could easily not get hired, and then that's it. You don't hear nothing.
Yeah.
It's silent. And so it can vary. Like sometimes you'll get one audition for like 3 months. That's it. And then other times it'll be like you get 4 to 5 auditions in a week. It's crazy. It's just so different. So you have to be willing to go with the punches, and you have to find a way to stay creatively fulfilled outside of auditioning, or else you're going to give up.
Yep.
Like it's so many, even of my friends are struggling with continuing to audition because it's exhausting, and you get rejected, and then you're like, okay, I haven't booked anything, so is this not for me?
Yep.
I think it can be for anyone. It's just a matter of if you're around for when your job.
It's the right time.
Yeah.
Because one of my friends, she worked in the casting department at like HBO for a summer or something.
Yeah.
And she said like she would sit there when people would come in and like audition, and someone would come audition, and they would do an excellent job, and then the director would be like, they're 5'7", we need someone who's 5'8".
Yes.
That's it. That's it. Like the person was excellent on every, but the lead that they had hired was 6'1", and so the perfect co-height was 5'8".
Yep, and I'm 5'1", so maybe I didn't get it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy. You're like the director. I've heard a story like someone went in and they auditioned and they're like, oh, they look too much like my cousin, so I don't want them. It's like, what? Okay. It's just so, you can't take it personal.
No.
You really cannot take it personal. And if you do, then you're not going to survive.
Yeah. So how do you stay motivated in such a like saturated and competitive and subjective industry? Like,
yeah, it's crazy. How do I stay motivated? I mean, what's been very important for me is remembering why I'm doing it in the first place.
Yeah.
And as I said, finding other creative outlets that don't rely on somebody else hiring me. So making music, it's all me. I'm writing it, I'm producing it, I am doing those music videos, and it's my creative vision, and it's all me.
And no one can take it away from you.
No one can take it away from me, which is why I've been creatively motivated and alive.
Yeah.
If I didn't have music, I don't know. You would have to try something else. I know people, they'll write their own little short films and will do it with friends or put on their own plays, or even there's table reads. You could write something and just gather people around a table and read your work. And, there's so many different ways nowadays that you can stay creative. But for me, music has allowed me to remember why I love it. And I act in my music videos. Yeah. So I'm able to get that creative expression in a different way. Yeah. But from doing that, and I've acted in other people's music videos, and there's just so many different ways to stay creative, but you have to find it and be willing to create it yourself.
I love that.
And if you're not willing to create it yourself, then it's like you're expecting external validation that might not come around. Yeah. And that's what's hard. That's what's really hard.
Yeah. So it's sort of like taking back some of the power.
Yes. That's what you have to do.
And having some agency over like what happens to you.
And I feel like that's a new thing. That 4 or 5 years ago, that was not really popular in the acting industry. Now, so many people are producers and directors and writers, and they also act. And I think you now have to be multi-talented these days in order to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's crazy.
It's tough, but remembering why you're doing it and sticking with the joy and the love behind it will keep anything alive.
So what's your why?
What's my why? Oh, what a good question. Okay, so when I was a little girl, I would do performing because I remember being on stage and I would hear people laugh. Yeah. And I was like, wow, other people are enjoying this. And that made me really happy. Yeah. Now that I'm older and I'm, have so much more life experience, I create art, I think, to share my authentic self, as well as I want to heal people through my work. Yeah. Being in acting, you can make someone laugh through a character and make them relatable or inspire a new perspective that they haven't seen before. That's what's so beautiful about acting. A story can rewire about how you think about a certain thing. Yeah. And that's what's cool about that. And then music, I want to share my own story and hope it helps somebody else along the way. And I believe that it will. We're all humans.
I love that.
I think part of my role on this earth is to share what I've been through.
Yeah.
And to be as vulnerable as I can about it and truthful as I can, because there's a girl across the country that's going through the same exact thing. We're all humans who go through the same things, and they're just differently expressed, or there's different circumstances around it. So I think I want to heal, and I want to spread my love through music and through acting and art.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you will. And you have.
Will, yeah.
You have, and you will continue to.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing.
And that's what motivates me. That's what keeps me alive. I was singing a show, and a girl came up to me after, and she was like, "What's your Spotify? What's your name? I love you so much. Your experience, this song really made me feel this way." I wrote a love song called "In a Daze." A guy hit me up in my DMs and was like, "I haven't cried in 2 years, and this song took me back to when I was in love, and that was really special, and thank you for doing that." And
that's amazing.
I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And you just never know how you can touch other people's lives or hit a certain spot. And I think that's what's so powerful about music. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so switching gears a little bit.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about spirituality.
Please.
You are an incredibly spiritual person.
I am.
You did mention this to me before. I made you bring your sound bowl.
Yes,
so we'll get to that.
Yes.
Because I was like, I want a podcast sound bowl right now.
A little play toy right now.
Exactly. Yes. What is that called?
Play. I said play toy. I don't think that's a word. It's a little toy. It's a toy. I brought my sound bowl to my friend's house. It was Halloween, I was just going from place to place. I brought it out, and they're like, "Oh my God, this is so cool." And we all sat in a circle, and I played it, and then everyone tried to play it, and we all just had this communal experience with it. It was so fun. It was like show and tell.
Wait, I love
That's
that.
what I meant to say. It's like show and tell. It was so...
Or play toy.
Same thing.
Sounds like a sex toy. The play toy. Did you bring it out?
I said that was like, oh, where's my mind at right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, okay. Yeah, but that's been fun. But yeah, spirituality.
Yeah. So what is your relationship with spirituality now, and how has that grown over time? How does it relate with religion, etc.?
So I grew up in a Christian family, and I would go to church, and they'd be like, feel God in the room. And I would look up, I'm like, God, I am here. Like, where are you at? And I'd feel nothing. And I'd be like, I'm supposed to feel you. Like, you're not, where are you? And I like really struggled with that because I always wanted to believe in something bigger.
Yeah.
And then in college, I had a friend pass away who was in my acapella group. It's okay. And I went through.
Which acapella group were you in?
Underscore.
So exciting.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Oh my gosh. Those are so fun.
I was like, he was very young. And I was like, oh my God, I'm like 20. What am I doing with my life? How am I spending my time? I went through this whole thing. And I had a teacher who was just so incredible. She would call us angels.
I love that.
She was very spiritual. And it was a movement class. It was a movement acting class. And we had a great relationship. And I walked into her office hours and she was like, why are you so sad, Angel? And I was like, oh my God. And I would pour my heart into her, and she taught me how to be spiritual through my art. And she showed me she taught me to believe in something bigger, and it doesn't have to be God. It could be just energy. And then COVID hit, and I was like, oh my God, life is over again. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. This is crazy. And I started listening to this audiobook called You're a Badass.
Okay, I've seen the physical book. It's yellow, right?
It's yellow
with the black font. Yes.
Jen Sincero is her name, and it was all about finding what brings you joy, believing in something bigger, meditation, and I really got into meditating. And meditating, I literally felt like I was floating, and that the source energy was coming into my body.
Wow.
And I would have moments where I would meditate by this dock. And I would have moments where birds would chirp at a very specific thought, or the waves, it was silent, and then waves would come in when I'd think this certain affirmation or idea about myself. And it really connected me to something bigger. And I started meditating and working on manifestation. And I saw I was actively bringing certain things into my life.
Yeah.
And I felt like, whoa, when I work with this energy and I believe that there's something bigger, things come out, things happen from it. So I started really focusing on meditation, and I used the sound bowl to sing affirmations and connect with something bigger. And I've had some crazy spiritual experiences that just make me feel like I am connected and that I have magic inside me, and I'm meant to be on this earth and spread my magic. You know? I was sitting on a beach one time. I was looking at the sky, and the clouds were like this. They were normal.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, I was thinking about, my purpose in life, and, that never-ending question, oh my God, what am I supposed to do?
What am I supposed to be doing? Yeah.
I was thinking about becoming a musician. I wasn't one at this point.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, these clouds, it was like a portal. They started to dance really fast, and I closed my eyes and I'd look back, and then they were slow again. And I asked the person I was with, I was like, do you see this? And they're like, no, the clouds are normal. And I would go back up, and within 5 seconds, they'd move crazy again. And it felt like the universe was opening a portal. It was wild.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa, if that's not an energetic cosmic moment, I don't know what else can be. And just little things have happened to me throughout my life that has made me believe there's something bigger. And when I work with it, more stuff comes to be,
I love that.
Yeah.
So why the sound baths? I'm so curious. I want to learn more about it.
Yes.
They actually do them at my gym.
Yes.
I was going to do it tonight. Oh, you go to the same gym as me.
We have to go. We have to go together.
Okay. They were going to do it tonight.
I know.
Yeah.
I was actually going to come, but I was too tired, so I didn't go. But yeah, they have them every Tuesday, so we should go.
Okay.
So Janae Aiko, you know that artist?
Nope.
She's an R&B singer, dating Big Sean.
Okay.
I'm sure you've heard Big
I've
Sean.
heard of Big Sean. Yeah.
So she got me into them because she plays them and she sings. And each sound bowl has a specific note.
Okay.
And it is aligned with a certain chakra. So when you play it, it's supposed to release energetically that part of your body.
And can we explain what chakras are?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I'm not too.
You're not a super expert.
I'm not a super expert, but they're like there's the head chakra, the sacral chakra, there's the heart chakra. There's all these different like energetic systems within your body, and they all hold different things. So like your heart is more, I think, emotional versus your head is more like logical and I wish I knew more about it. And like I learned like your root and your sacral chakra is more like your sex drive and that type of energy. And so there are different emotional aspects attached to each part. There's 7, I believe.
Okay.
So each note is attached to a certain chakra.
Cool.
And it awakens and like opens yourself to certain like healing vibrations.
Yeah.
So this bowl is a G, and it opens your heart chakra, and you can only play the bowl when your energy is aligned to it. So your energy has to be very open and connected to the instrument, or else it won't work. It won't work.
No way.
And so I'm actually getting professionally certified in this in like a month.
What?
Yes. So
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited. Keep going.
So I'm learning how to like professionally play these instruments so I could run my own classes and my own experiences, and I want to use my music in it.
Yeah.
And it's a very healing instrument. Like when I brought that sound bowl to my friend's house, there was like 6 of us, and they were all skeptical at first.
Yeah.
And then one of my friends, Brittany, she tried to play the sound bowl, and it never worked for her. It literally, she tried like 4 times and she could never play it.
It's not going to work for me.
And then, and then my other friend, like, she was able to do it right away. And it's just cool how the instrument, hi Zeke, how the instrument works. And it's all about energy, and it's very healing.
Yeah.
And it fills the whole space. It's really cool.
Okay,
Should we try
let's
it?
check it out. Yeah. Here, I'll hold the microphone.
Okay.
We'll see how Zeke handles it.
I have to set it up on the table.
Question before you play.
Yes.
Why, like, was it like you went to like a sound bath and then you were like, I have to get one of these?
I got the instrument because of that artist, just by myself, and I was playing it for fun. And I wrote a solo play, and
What does that mean?
A one-woman show.
Oh, yes.
And I used the sound bowl in that show, and I was like, whoa, oh my God, this could actually be in my art. That was the first time I thought of that. And then when I joined the gym, they have so many sound bowl classes. And
they have sound bowl classes?
Yeah, not where you learn, but just where you experience it.
Okay. Oh, right. Yes.
And I started going to all these different teachers, and I was like picking up information on how one person did it versus the next.
Yeah.
And it's so different. And I went up to one teacher and I was like, how did you learn this? And she's referred me to the place I'm going to get certified at. But I just got inspired by that artist, and then playing around and the healing effects, I felt really present, and I felt it resonate in my body. And I was like, wow, this is like musically healing. And my whole thing is I want to heal people through my music. So if I could use this instrument in my music, I could heal people like scientifically as well as hopefully artistically and emotionally.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right.
Play?
Let's play.
Okay.
Zeke, you got to move.
Okay.
I'm curious if he'll freak out. I have full body chills.
Isn't that cool?
Full body chills. Like right when you hit it, it went like head down to my arms.
Yeah. So this opens your heart.
And oh my God.
And it resonates. Here, can I try one more time?
Yes.
I want to see if I
can. This, like, to explain for people listening, I don't know like how it sounds through here. It fills up your ear. It almost feels like you're underwater.
Yes.
Would be like my best way of describing it.
Yes. And you feel like the vibrations, I feel like, enter your body.
Yes, you feel your body starts like kind of vibrate. Like, you know when you're at a really loud concert and like it starts vibrating and you're like, but that's because it's really fucking loud.
Yeah.
This isn't crazy loud. It's just like completely all encompassing. Yeah. And you feel the vibration. Oh my God, do it again.
Okay.
You know what it feels like? It like feels weird when I talk. Like I feel like I'm echoing.
I know, right?
That's weird.
Do you hear it in your ear?
Yes. Yeah, my voice is like.
Yeah, it fills the whole space.
Wow.
Yeah.
It feels like, okay, when she hits it and like starts going around, it feels like you know those like,
oh,
they look like a whisk.
Yes,
that you put on your head.
Down your head.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Okay, can I try?
Yes. Oh my God.
Okay, what do I do?
Okay, so you're gonna hit it, and then you're gonna run it around the edges like this.
Okay.
Okay, girl.
You get to hold this. I'm working on it. Told you it wasn't gonna work for me.
Try again. Okay.
We got a little bit. I'm trying one more time.
Yeah, try again.
Do I hit release and then move, or do I hit and move?
Hit release and then move.
Okay. Fucking crushing it.
You are. Look at you go.
How did I do that?
Look, but when you said, "Look, I'm crushing it," then it got
And then
louder.
it got louder.
It's all about your energy. And
That's insane.
Like when you're more shy or nervous, like it will be quieter or it won't work. Like I told you, my friend, she didn't get it once.
Wow.
Yeah.
It literally got louder.
Yes.
I want to get one. Where do I get one? Amazon?
Amazon. There's so many in Santa Monica. Like there's.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'll refer. I got you.
Okay. Wait, I'm like really interested. I want one.
Yeah, but it's so fun and it's so healing and it's like a musical way to. It's like a musical meditation.
Yeah.
Because you're really focused.
Yes.
On playing it, and you have to follow the vibration and like the movement.
Yeah.
So it really allows me to be present with music. So you can't like think about anything else, and that's why it's part of my spiritual practice.
So do you like, I would do this like every night before bed.
Yeah. So, well, it depends if my roommates are quiet or not.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yes, I will do it before bed, or sometimes I'll take it to a park.
Oh, I love that.
I took it to a park 2 days ago, and I had a blanket and a little candle, and I had my gratitude journal, and then I'll play it and I'll sing affirmations to myself. And it's a way to combine like my singing passion with this and like lifting me up. And it's just so beautiful.
I'm obsessed with this thing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's amazing.
Yeah. It's changed my life, and that's why I want to learn how to do it for real.
Do you have preferences on like certain ones?
So there are different types. There's many different types of these bowls.
No, but I mean like the like which chakra one?
Oh, honestly, no. I like picked this one because the pink color.
Yeah, it's because it's
literally
adorable. It
beautiful.
matches your outfit. Like
And
it's.
I was like, gee, heart chakra, okay, like yes. But I want to get like all of the notes.
Yeah.
Like every single one, so I could even like compose like a song.
So cool.
So my dream is to run a class where I could like sing for people and use these instruments to like purposefully create a song.
Yeah.
And like a movement for them. And when you take this class with me, because we're going to go.
We'll go.
I feel myself like leaving my body.
Yeah.
And you're just like the most present ever. Like my consciousness like leaves my body.
Yeah.
And my soul is like floating up there, and I'm just like a being. It's incredible what they can do. Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah, we'll definitely go. And it's incredible. It's brought a lot of joy to my life.
I'm blown away.
Shock?
I am in shock. I am in shock because this is wild. And I don't like buy into this stuff.
I know.
Yeah.
People are so skeptical about it, which makes sense. I mean, it's like a bowl. It's a bowl. Like what?
Exactly. I'm like, it's like when you're a kid and you like put your finger on the top of a glass and like spin it around.
Yes.
I'm like, okay,
cool.
bet.
It's kind of like that. But it has so many healing properties. And actually, it's every person I've brought it around that has tried it or experienced it has been like, oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Like this is actually real.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I've really
like you feel it.
You feel it in your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I could talk about that for another hour.
Yeah.
I want to know more about like your relationship with manifesting and journaling and visualization specifically.
Yes.
What I will say is like, this is like kind of a tangent, but I've been like, for some reason, all of the media I've been consuming lately has been talking about manifesting. Mm-hmm. And it's like showing up everywhere. And my friend and I were talking about it. And then all of a sudden there was a podcast. But like, it was. So I'm like, do I need to read this book and like do this whole thing? But here's the thing. I realized that, so I have OCD and like have had it my whole life and did like a whole treatment program for it.
Okay.
And the entire methodology behind OCD's treatment is that your thoughts don't mean anything. And your thoughts are irrelevant.
Oh, dang.
And thoughts are just thoughts.
Yeah.
And like they don't control anything.
Yeah.
But then the entire ideology behind manifesting is that thoughts become things.
Yes.
And that like what you think creates what you will do.
Yeah. See,
so I'm curious how you approach manifesting.
Yeah.
And like what parts of it you take and incorporate into your life.
Here's what I will say. I think thoughts can be thoughts. We all have negative thoughts.
Yes.
Every single human being has thoughts. It's just a matter of if you give life to them, is what my dad would always say.
Okay.
So, like, you know, I could have a thought like, oh, I'm not good enough for this.
Yep.
But I don't have to buy into that. I can choose to buy into, no, I am good at this because of that, and choose to stick with that thought.
Yep.
And it's about being very specific about what you listen to, because those thoughts, like thoughts can just be thoughts. Like you can have a negative thought. You can choose. It's all about what you give energy to. I think that is important. Because visualization, I think, is very important with manifestation.
Yes.
I think, and it's also about persistence. So being persistent and very intentional about what you're thinking about. So, for example, I have a very specific example. This is hilarious.
Yeah.
I was reading a romance book like 2 years ago, and the girl was dating a musician. I was like, oh my God, I want to date a musician. I don't know any musicians that in my life that I find attractive, but I want to do that.
Yeah.
And so I would like visualize and say to the universe, like, I want to meet a partner that is musically gifted. And I would visualize what that would feel like. And that feeling would rise up in my heart.
Yeah.
And when you start to feel that feeling of like you have that relationship, you let it go. And you don't think about it.
Okay.
And then you do that again like the next day. And if there are steps, like I couldn't take much action to meeting a musician. Like that's kind of more cosmic. But let's say for me, it's like I want to play a show with like 100 tickets sold, let's say.
Yes.
And I want to manifest that. That's more practical. That's a more practical example. It's also about taking intentional action. So like if I'm not putting action into making that happen, then it's not going to happen. You have to work with the universe or whatever you believe in. So it's about having intentional action. And when I brought up the persistence, the universe can like offer you an opportunity that could be very similar to what you want, but is not exactly what you want.
it. Yeah.
So it's kind of like a test, and it challenges you to really believe in yourself and what you have to bring to the table.
Yep.
Like, and I think guys are like a great example. Like I could have met a musician who was good and attractive, but maybe there were some red flags, and I could have been like, oh, but this is what the universe brought me, so this is what it must have meant to have happened.
Yes.
But he could have all this stuff, and if I reject that opportunity, then a better guy could have came into my life.
Yes.
And it's about not settling and having persistence in what you want. It's a tough balance, though, because you can't be too specific where you deny all things unless it's like this one thing has to happen or else, you know, you have to have, it's about, I guess, your intuition and what actually feels good, but it's a tough game.
Yeah.
It's really tough, but visualization is very important. And I think it's tough for you because you're trained to believe that your thoughts don't have meaning.
Yes.
I think
because if I think my thoughts have meaning, then it gets really scary really fast.
And then you could spiral.
Completely.
Yes. So I think when you have those thoughts, are you able to separate like the thoughts that are maybe more limiting or scary versus the truthful thoughts or more positive thoughts?
I'm starting to learn how to.
Okay.
But for a while I couldn't.
Yeah. I mean,
at all.
Yeah. It's
so fascinating to me.
And it's not black and white.
No.
That's what's so tough about it. And it looks different for everyone.
Yeah.
And also not enough people talk about that.
Yeah.
So it's like you feel like you're going through it on your own. I think doing that work where you can decipher your limiting beliefs. Doing that work is super important because like I'll have some days, every singer I think has this, where I'm like, oh, I can't sing.
Yeah. Which is so funny because you have such a good voice.
Right? No, literally. But I'll have days where I'm like, oh, I can't sing. Like I can't do this. And I know that that's just like a limiting thought that isn't true. But I have that thought sometimes.
Yep.
We all have thoughts we're not good enough or that we're not worthy of this opportunity. But that is just a thought. And I could choose to just not give life to it.
Keep that as a thought.
Let it pass.
Yep.
Let it pass. Versus if I think affirmations are super important.
Yes.
Because it rewires your brain to believe those positive things. And when you have those thoughts, you can counteract it.
Yes.
So if you take an area in your life that you're working through and maybe you're going back and forth between, oh, am I good enough for this? Or, oh, I don't feel great, but I want this and I'm struggling. Work on using affirmations to tell yourself that you are and say it over and over again. And then eventually when those bad thoughts come up, you can be in that moment, be like, this is not true. I'm going to use those affirmations right now as a tool to navigate me through this uncomfortability, upsetness, whatever it may be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I dig it.
It's tough. It's tough though. It's a tough game. Like,
no, it totally is.
And you got to find what works for you. Like, I have learned your love language equals what's most powerful for your self-love.
Huh.
And my love language is words of affirmation. So for me, saying affirmations is super important for me to like get rid of those limiting thoughts, limiting beliefs, limiting actions even and decisions, and like filling myself up with love, and like it could be different, like acts of service. That could be maybe having a strict self-care routine that when you have those thoughts, you go into that service mode where you like take care of yourself and you do a long face routine, whatever it is. But
I need to learn my love language.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a test.
I'm
There's
sure
like
online.
Test.
I could definitely take it.
But like that will help when you have those moments. You can tap into that.
Yeah.
But I think your thoughts do have meaning, but it just depends what you give life to. And it's up to you what you give life to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. You have the power.
Yes.
I think your reality is all what you create it to be. And so if you want to be in a more joyful or loving place, you have the ability to do that. It just takes a lot of practice.
Yes.
To stay in that state and even to get to that state.
Yes.
And that's why doing the work on yourself is so important. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. So now we're going to move into transition again. That's the transition. Oh, that woke him up.
I know.
He's like,
Sorry,
what?
Yeah.
What do you want?
We've been cuddling this whole time, by the way.
I know. He hasn't come over to me once, which I'm sort of like, what?
Don't worry. It'll happen.
It's just a one night stand.
It's just a one night stand.
Yeah.
Don't get over it.
It's not emotional. It's purely physical, Jackie.
Purely physical.
Yeah.
Look at these cuddles I'm giving him. Like, come on.
He's a happy camper right now. Okay. So talking about relationships.
Yes.
You have a boyfriend.
I do have a boyfriend.
And people love stories.
Okay.
So I need to know how you guys met.
Oh my
and
God.
like kind of how it progressed.
This is actually one of the most wholesome stories.
Wait, I'm so excited.
So
Also, wait, preface, her boyfriend's the cutest thing in the entire world. When he was a freshman, I was like a junior or senior. I don't know what I was.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was.
Probably junior.
A junior.
Yeah.
And they like had different tasks, and his like pledge task was like to give me flowers every single week, and it was adorable, and he was the cutest thing in the world.
Yeah,
so.
you trained him well for me. I'm saying,
damn straight.
Yeah, so it was my last semester of senior year of college, and
okay.
I was like, I'm not meeting a guy. Like, and when you say that, you instantly meet a guy. But I was like, I'm not, like, I'm about to graduate. This is not the time. I was in advanced improv, and he's a comedy performance minor, econ major, like. Never would have met him, but we took improv together, and the first thing I noticed about him was he was making everybody laugh around him. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cute, little funny guy. And you know, you talk in class, and then once we do like some improv like acting exercises, and we would always talk at the breaks, and it was a little flirty, but I was like in denial. I was like, no. And he would bike me home from class.
What does that mean?
We both had bikes.
Okay. I was like, what? You would like sit on his bike? Like,
I know. So I was like, no. We would bike we both had bikes, and he would bike me home to my apartment. Cute. And it was really cute, and you know, the banter. And then one time when he biked me home, he was like, so when am I taking you to dinner? And I was like, okay.
Oh my God.
Like, okay, confidence work. And this was like late February, so we still had like 3 months left of class. So I was like, okay,
that's bold. Yeah,
like this is bold.
And acting classes are like intimate,
very intimate.
I took an acting class. Side story, I took an acting class my freshman year.
Yeah.
And then there was this like really hot guy in the class.
Love.
And it was a douchebag.
Oh,
but
okay.
Exactly. But he was like a super senior, and it was like weird. So I hooked up with him one night.
Yeah.
And he was so hot. I thought like, oh my God, it's the hottest guy in the world. And then he hooked up with this other girl from our class as well. And we figured it out. And we were like, literally, fuck you. And then he dropped the class. Because it was like, literally.
Oh my God.
Those classes are so intimate.
No, there's like 12 people in them.
No, ours had like 7.
Oh
and it was like a monologue class. Like, it was so intimate. Yeah.
The audacity of this man.
So
that's crazy.
So stupid. I saw him at Buffalo Club the other weekend.
Yeah. Oh.
And
man.
I was like, oh my God, literally
triggered.
This dude's ridiculous. And I'm in line for the bathroom, and I'm talking to my friend, and I'm like, oh my God, I have the most absurd story. And I like tell her the whole story about like how we found out and all this like crazy stuff about this dude. And there's the other girl in line for the bathroom, but I'm like, whatever, we're in the bar bathroom.
Yeah. I
go back out to the dance floor, and then he comes over to me, and he's like, oh, so my girlfriend said you were in the bathroom. No. And I was like, yep. That was me. Yeah. Like, I don't know what to tell you. He's like,
whatever.
He's like, yeah, well, it's good to see you. And I'm like, yeah.
Great to see you.
Great to see you, buddy. Whatever. It was just funny.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I poured a drink on him, not at Buffalo Club. When I was a freshman, I did.
Okay, Jackie.
It was pretty savage. I was so good.
That's that's the fantasy of
you know what I did? You know how I did it? It was impeccable. Some of my best work. Okay.
So
we're at Banditos.
Not Banditos.
Not Banditos. And it was like a Sigma Chi bar tab or something. Okay. And so my drinks were free. And I got a drink, and I saw him, and I was like, I'm doing this. Because here's what happened. He kind of fucked me over, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But then he really fucked over one of my friends and was like really rude to her and just like mean and nasty. And I was like, fuck. And she was really hurt by it. I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Like,
I've been that protective friend too.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I don't care.
No tolerance.
And he fucked over the girl in my acting class. And I was like, this is just, like, you're just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So I see him at this bar, and I'm like, that's what I'm going to do. So I go over to him, and I'm like, hey, like, blank, like, how are you? It's so good to see you. He's like, oh my God, Jackie, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm like, no, I know. Like, I miss you, whatever. And I like go up to him. I put my arms around his neck. I can't believe I did this. This isn't like,
no,
Jackie,
this is
what the fuck do you do?
This is amazing.
Like, why? My brain was like, yeah, this is a good idea. And I whispered to him, and I go, hey, you can fuck with me, but like, don't fuck with my friends. Dumped a drink on him, turned around, and as I turned around, this guy who I'd been talking to walked by, and I grabbed him and started making out with him.
Jackie! I was like, perfection.
It's
perfection. reaction.
I'm like 19 years old and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what?
No, you're living out your like every fantasy.
Exactly.
Every movie plot line.
I'm like 14-year-old me would be losing her shit right now.
No,
like,
that's incredible. I wish I had the audacity to do that. And I probably should have done that to you guys. That is incredible.
Thank you. I'm grateful I don't have that audacity anymore.
Yeah.
But
we learned.
it was
we
something.
grow.
But so he saw me at Buffalo Club. He's like, remember when you poured a drink on me? That was so funny. And I'm like,
you're like, yeah,
fuck
well
me,
deserved.
dude. I was like,
Well deserved.
I don't know. It'd be very deserved. So anyways, you and Mackie are in, can I say his name?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's already been done.
Okay, great. Oh yeah.
It's okay.
You and Maggie were in
improv
together, and he asked you on a date, and you had much longer of this improv class.
3 months. And then we went to dinner, and then we went to Break Room 86. Have you been to that bar?
Yes.
It's so fun.
So fun.
And
Just the two of you?
yeah.
Wait, I love this.
And then like we were talking, and I don't even know how it happened, but then he like leaned in to kiss me. And you know when like a guy puts his hands on your face and is like very strong?
Yeah. And you just melt.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh my God, it's over. Like I like him, and I can't deny it anymore. And then he came back to my house, and we sat on my couch till 4 a.m. talking. And then I went and let him to my room, and he left, and we like had the best time. And then like a month later I became his girlfriend.
Oh my God.
And just like very romantic, lots of dates, and like very fun moments too. Like because we met in improv, we always had that banter.
Yeah.
And very like inner child's communication, because in improv you're clowns.
Yes.
Like, oh my God,
you have to be absurd.
I have embarrassed myself so much in that class. Like did crazy characters. Like one time I was a flasher. Like why did I think of that? You know, like that's insane. And he saw all of that, and just because of that though, he like really saw myself. So I was always myself around him.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't wear makeup a lot around him, which like for some girls that's like a very big
Oh my
thing.
God. Yeah. No.
Like third date, no makeup. Like
wow.
Which was very early, I feel.
I
feel. But it was just inner child communication and connection, and it's just been great.
Adorable.
Very like the healthiest relationship
I love that.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Yeah, it's been good.
So you've had multiple serious relationships in the past.
Yes.
How do those experiences influence your current relationship and your views on like love and partnership, etc.?
Yeah. I've had my first serious relationship was at 14 years old. Dated like 2 years, like very fallen in love multiple times. And I've had some great in love relationships, and I've had some not so great. And I think from each relationship I've learned something different. And my first one was about like self-worth in a relationship and creating boundaries and what it means to love yourself while loving somebody else. But I've had some really amazing romantic relationships in my past, and they've set standards for guys. Yeah. So I am not a girl to just like fuck around or to have, I've never had a one night stand. I never will, because I, from 14, have learned like what it means to be treated right and what it means to be treated wrong and what I need. And so each relationship has taught me like what I need, what kind of communication I want. Like I am a hyper communicative person. I need people to be truly themselves around me and be able to like say what's going on. And I've had people that have not done that before. Romance is big for me, and like just being also a best friend. Yeah. And so all these relationships they've all showed me what I needed now. Yeah. But you know, some of them I like really look fondly back, and I still love them and have that respect from afar, but it's in the past, and we're moving forward, and that's beautiful and great in its own way. Yeah. And I think my current relationship, I think I've learned a lot of emotional intelligence from these past experiences that I've been able to bring into my current relationship. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's been great.
It's really like well thought out about it. And then how do you balance your career and your relationship? Because I feel like there's not a lot of structure to your career at all.
Oh my God. That's something I struggle with so much.
Yeah.
Because it's all me.
Yeah.
It's literally all me to make anything happen. So that's what's tough versus other jobs. Like you have to show up at a certain time or get assignments done. So that's crazy in itself. But Mackie wants to be a stand-up comedian. Yep. So he also has a very like creative, flexible situation, and he wants to get a full-time job, but right now it's in a very flexible position. So we've created a structure where we spend like a few days apart and then a few days together, and we really try to just have a balance. Like, we'll see each other, maybe have like 2 to 3 sleepovers a week, but really try to make sure we have our creative structure time, or else it's not going to get done.
Yeah.
And right after we graduated, we did not have that structure. We spent like every day together.
Of course.
Like, we're in that, oh my God. Like, also we were trying to figure out what the fuck we were doing. Like, we just graduated and we are like, are we going to stay together? Like, are we going to do long distance?
Where are we living? What's going on with life?
Like, what's going on? But I think it's important to have a partner that respects what you do and respects your independence, because Mackie never like inhibits my work life. He always encourages me to go write. He's even said, like, I would love to have a creative hour where I write stand-up and you write music, and then at the end of the hour we share what we did. Like,
I love that.
So we have that dynamic, and that is really like supportive and
that's
special.
so special.
And that's what you need, I think, in a partnership. And we're so young, like, we need that time to figure out who we are separate from ourselves. And I always say we grow independently together.
I love that.
You know, like, we hold hands and we're growing separately, but we're still together doing it.
So fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's a tough balance, but you just figure it out through trial and error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And really holding yourself to it.
Yeah. Discipline is important.
Yep.
Especially in the creative fields, because it's so easy. I've gone through periods where I don't do anything creative. And then I'll have periods where I'm writing like a song a day, or, you know, like just getting stuff out. So it's important to be disciplined.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
No, totally agree with that. Zeke is getting double teamed right now and having the time of his fucking life.
Yes, he is.
So funny. So my final question for you.
Okay.
I ask all of my guests this.
Oh my God. Okay.
What advice would you give to your 16-year-old self?
Oh, okay. That is such a special question. I really love that. Yeah, I really love that. Never limit yourself. You're able to do so much more than you think. Believe in yourself above all. Love yourself and do everything in your life with love. Brushing your teeth with love, making breakfast with love, expressing love. And it's okay not to know what the fuck is going on. Just live, breathe, and enjoy. You're only here once.
That's really cute.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Jackie, for
adorable.
having me.
Thank you, Lexi. This was amazing. This was really
such
special.
A great time. I had such a great time.
My heart chakra is fucking flying right now.
Yeah, it's open as fuck. It's open as fuck.
Exactly. I'm so excited for more music from you.
Thank you. More to come. More to come very soon.
I can't wait for you to be a Disney princess.
Oh, yes.
And
yes.
you have the voice. You're ready to go.
Thank you.
Like...
It's only a matter of time.
Exactly. They just need to write a part. You'll be fine. I'm not worried about that at all.
Thank you.
And this was really special.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Did you laugh? I didn't.